Hello, welcome to part 3 of my thoughts on Doctor Who Season 25, the collection box set special edition stories. Today we're talking about Silver Nemesis, which is another favourite of mine. I don't even need to say that because Season 25 is my favourite season. All 4 stories, near enough faultless in their original state. So I'm kind of analysing whether the special editions make them better or make them worse. So far I feel like Remembrance wasn't as good as the original broadcast, whereas the Happiness Patrol was definitely enhanced and was already a good story. So I feel like this box set is making this season a lot more enjoyable to watch, especially for the more casual viewer. But anyway, today we're talking about Silver Nemesis, and before we get started I want to do a shameless plug. If you don't already, do follow me on Instagram under NDW Design, and you can see all the Doctor Who related items that I work on a weekly basis, and I've got a couple of my customs on display here which I'm very proud of. But yeah, Silver Nemesis. Generally I think it's considered to be, well, it's not really a fan favourite. It's not many people's favourite story at all, and it's considered quite of a quite confusing I hear often. And one thing I feel the special edition does really helps to, well, helps the story make sense a little bit more. The extended scenes really help with a lot of character development and story development, which is fantastic. I just want to pick out one thing. I'll just make sure it wasn't on the screen. But one thing I really loved about the special edition is the inclusion of the Silver Nemesis style cyber mats, which I wasn't expecting, and that came as a great surprise. And they work so well, so much better than the tube things that pop up in the original broadcast. I'm not sure if the Cybermat shots are like shot in the 80s or whether they're brand new model shots, so do comment below and let me know, because I haven't looked into that. But they look great and they're very effective, and now I would like a couple to put amongst my action figure display. So being a big Doctor Who fan, I think when you're watching these stories that you really love, when they come to the end, you're kind of like, oh, I want more. And I think that's what the special editions do. They've just injected more footage to make these stories last longer, so you can get more enjoyment out of them. There's a scene just gone on the screen here where the Doctor is inside the TARDIS, and the door's open, and a duck kind of walks. I think it's made to look as if the duck's walked out of the TARDIS. And again, that's another shot and scene that I'd never knew about, and it did make me laugh, and yeah, it was just really great to see. When the Cybermen turn up in their cyber ship, I think the model shots originally looked quite good, but they have updated them in the special edition, and when you see that ship fly overhead, I thought that looked tremendous. And then later on in the story, when it's whizzing past the tops of the trees, looked really good. There was one shot where it did look blatantly CGI and a little bit dodgy, but I'll forgive them for that, because for the most part it looked cool. And you even have all the functioning landing gear. Yeah, really cool. And it was nice that they included some of the extended shots of the Cybermen, especially the Cyber Leader, when he goes, I think he says, Doctor, we meet again, something about your appearance, which is really cool. I've noticed that the scenes they've injected that weren't part of the original broadcast, they don't look quite as polished as the broadcast Blu-ray stuff. I don't know if that's deliberately because, well, there wasn't a budget to do so, or whether they have, but it just hasn't. I don't know if it's been colour graded. I don't know, but that's also something that I will touch upon in the next one with colour grading, because there's something that I noticed quite strongly in Greatest Show in the Galaxy. But yeah, so what they've done here is, again, with this story, again, the comedy lands so well. I mean, for me, from a personal point of view, I was chuckling a lot of the time. I think Lady Painfort and Richard are a great duo. These kind of villains, not villains. Always loved Richard's character, find him hilarious. And the Cybermen are quite menacing. You know, they don't hold back. They kill plenty of soldiers, and yeah, they're just ruthless, and they look fantastic. And at the end of the story, one thing that was, I actually found this quite confusing watching the special edition, because I didn't realise this, but when Ace is on the, you know, the walkway in the bunker, or the warehouse, whatever you want to call it, and she gets surrounded by the Cybermen, I always assumed that when she shoots the coin into the Cyber Leader's chest, that it was the Cyber Leader that fell from the walkway and blew up on the floor. Whereas in the special edition, they've kind of chopped and changed things. It didn't, some bits didn't make sense, because you've got the Cyber Leader there, and then you've got another Cyber Leader shot entering the shot, which they're kind of wanting you to believe is another Cyberman, and then it cuts to the a medium shot, or a shot that's a little bit further behind Ace, and you've got the Cyberman coming into shot, which is meant to be the previous shot of the Cyberman with the black handles, which is the leader. But the way they've edited it, they've got, obviously shoots the coin into the Cyber Leader's chest, and he's got his blaster, and he shoots and kills the other Cyberman behind Ace, who then kind of goes to the side like that, as if he's gonna fall over, and then they cut to the Cyberman falling, to give the impression it was actually the other Cyberman that was meant to fall off the walkway and blow up on the floor, and then the Cyber Leader just falls back onto the, is it called a gantry? The walkway, suspended, whatever you want to call it. And then he gets straight up. Because the original cut, as he's getting up, you've got Ace going, oh, not you again. And that confused me as a kid when I saw this for the first time on UK TV Gold. I was always like, is she talking to the Cyberman? But no, she's actually talking to Lady Painfort and Richard, I believe. But the way they've cut it in the special edition, it just makes so much more sense. It's all very cohesive. The cyber ships in orbit, they look fantastic. Yeah, I feel like, in hindsight, at first I was like, oh, I don't know if I like it or not, but given a day to process it, I think Silver Nemesis is a lot better in the special edition cut, and I highly recommend you check that out over the broadcast. Had a great time watching it. I might in fact sit and watch it again. I know it's on in the background, but I might actually sit and enjoy it again. And yeah, I think I've covered everything. As I'm watching the video back, I realise in the background there's a scene that's playing out where Richard and Lady Painfort arrive in the future. In the original broadcast, I'm pretty sure that the her house is a cafe, but it's actually populated with the general public who are drinking tea and whatnot. I'm pretty sure I'm not going mad, and that is actually a thing. But in the special edition, there are no extra cast members in there. It's an empty cafe, which makes a lot more sense, because they don't really react to them just materializing out of nowhere. So that helps the scene a lot. Oh yeah, the bit at the very end when Richard and his new partner plays a tune. In the special edition, he plays the Doctor Who theme tune, on. He's got a recorder or a flute. I can't remember what he plays, but that was a bit cheesy. I prefer the tune he plays in the original cut. So like Remembrance, there's a few things I would swap if I could, just to make it perfect to my taste. That's just my opinion, but yeah. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Silver Nemesis. I hope you've enjoyed my discussion, listening to me, and hope you agree. If you don't, that's cool. But I'd love to know what you think of the special editions. And yeah, if you've got time, hang about, go to the next video, which is The Greatest Show in the Galaxy, which will conclude my thoughts on the box set. So, till then, look after yourselves, and I'll see you then.